Hey, what's up? This is 36 Drew coming to you. N3O Clan representing. What we have here is part 2 of the VOD It's Midnight and Where Is Your Daughter? This is a 1v1 game played from the perspective of Spain versus Chinese. I, of course, am 36 Drew. I will be playing against Samwise12. The map will be Northwest territories. Now this map is notorious for a little bit of cheesing. You can do things like put monitors in the rivers. You can exploit early walls by blocking off your side of the map. You can exploit a very easy trade route to grab. There's really a lot of things that can be lamed to the absolute maximum on this map. And rest assured that when I am playing somebody who has a 12 PR advantage on me, that I'm going to go for some cheesing here, even if I am playing Spain, which is arguably one of the least powerful matches or civilizations on the fan patch. You could probably throw Ottoman in that tier as well, and arguably one or two others, but basically in my opinion, Spain, Ottoman are at the bottom of the patch. You know, Spain is slightly improved, but they just can't compete with so many civs. Germany, France, British, Dutch, India, Japan. They just have so much trouble against those. Their FF is still pretty fun, but somebody who's skilled like Sam, generally, if he applies colonial pressure, will have no problem dealing with that. We had just finished playing a Spain mirror before this, and honestly, it was GG at 6.5 minutes. I really had no hope. I went for basically a naked FF, and I just massively butchered it. And Sam, of course, he went for expos and rods, shipments and such, and he took away all my vills, and he kind of messed me up from getting my crates, and it was just a massacre. So let's talk about this game. I have 3 options which I'm planning in my head, possibly 4. First option is a Hussar semi-FF, in which I'll go 700 wood, 5 vills, 4 vills. However, upon looking at my deck, I'm like, oh geez, I don't have the 4 vill card. So I'm not really 100% sure what I am going to do. Second option I'm thinking in my head is I could go, something like 700 wood, 5 vill, 700 coin, and do just like a musket semi-FF. Not that I would harass at all with my muskets, but they would then stand with lancers and hussars in H3, and basically keeping my 2 Falk shipment alive would be the priority. However, the game does not end up turning out that way. I'm not going to spoil this game at all because, it just wouldn't be fun. I'm going to go for a 16 villager age up here, and of course gather some early treasures. One thing on this map is normally there's like a whole bunch of wood treasures everywhere, and I'm gathering no wood treasures. Meanwhile, Sam is gathering many wood treasures, and he's able to get 3 villages up while still in Discovery Age, I believe. I do have the recording from this game. And as of course you can see, this was a rated game played on the fan patch, as you can see when the game loads up at the start. However, believe it or not, when both of us went to go back to load into ESO, it was down, and I didn't get my bloody PR or points. That'd probably be the only time in my life that I'll ever beat a general. Would be technically the highest player I've ever beat, though you could argue it's more due to the laming and cheesiness of this game. But that's okay, it's all fun. Sam will definitely earn those points back and more. He's probably beaten me, more times than I can count. So, and you just know that absolutely, when I play Sam and I win, that I'm going to make it into a VOD. That's just basically a given. Usually when I play players like Sam, Fraps is running about half the time. Just depends if I feel like opening up my browser and setting it up. Meanwhile, I notice his Explorer and Disciple, I guess it would be Monk and Disciple, have just finished gathering a treasure, and I happen to have a War Dog close by, and he's so low on HP, and I just want to kill him. And I'm going to be able to kill him with my Scout there. That feels real nice. Always like killing the explorers that are of the Chinese type. Not that I'm being racist, that just kind of came out sounding a little bit bad. If he popped a couple vills in his town center there, that Scout would have died. He doesn't end up proving to be too particularly instrumental, however. He's just there keeping an eye on things nonetheless. And I do a quick check on his HP versus mine, and I know the attack and everything. And, it becomes evident to me that I can just straight up win and then throw him into stealth mode. Because basically, if he comes out of stealth mode, if there's an army walking by, he's dead anyway. So it doesn't matter if he has 1 HP or 60 HP. And of course, during the age up, I'm going to snag the market, grab hunting dogs and placer mines. Because now at this point, I'm thinking, I'm going to go for like a Hussar semi-FF and see what happens. And there Sam is boasting about his 3 early villages. And, I'd be boasting too. So, anyway, continuing to just explore this game. What's happening? First card in age 2, 700 wood. And of course, that I'm going to say is the most important card in the game, period. There is no card for any civ that, is as influential overall. So many different civs have it, and if the civ has a 700 wood card or even a 600 wood card, like in the case of Japan, they're going to almost without question have it in their deck. It's just such a good card. And a bit of a mistake there. I've got not enough wood to pop a gate to get my vills coming out on the right side. I suppose I could have been more careful in microing them and having them build the wall from this side, and then I wouldn't have had to spend the cost for the wood right now. But that's okay. Of course, you've noticed I've walled off both sides. My explorer's left on the other side too. That's not such a big deal. At one point in the game, I think about buying him back to queue up some war dogs just because I'm under a little bit of pressure and a little bit of heat. Next card you see is 5 villagers, and I haven't seen much coming from Sam's side of the map yet. It's still just a tad early, but you never know. When Sam has a colonial agenda, in my experience, he's showing up right away. And he's so good at showing up right away that often it's just game deciding right off the bat. The very first battle. And meanwhile, you notice I'm trying to mix up some Hussars here, and to go for my semi-FF. However, being the incredibly smart guy that I am, I accidentally did not build my house. So I don't have the pop space to get 5 Hussars queued up. So you know what? I'm going to go for a second group of Hussars. It's going to slow me down, but 2 Hussars is kind of just like pointless for a semi-FF. You might as well just naked FF. You got to have a little bit more than that. You notice there's those villages where he can just sort of pop vills in. That's quite interesting village placement. And you'll notice that he's got some wood sitting there right in front, and his herds are also looking pretty good sitting right at his town center. He's also got a nice herd sitting in the about 1130 position. My herds are also looking pretty good. I really like this map most of the time. Once in a while you'll get herds that'll show up that are just god awful and you really don't like it. But that's life. What can you do, eh? So I'm going to continue to try to run in here. Going to continue to try to raid. Okay, I don't have a gate put up on the other side, so I'm not really going to try to raid with 2 groups, even though I could. And he's got a consulate right there, and he's going to decide to pop his sentries and irregulars, and I'm just going to run back and be happy that I caused him to waste those resources. Makes me feel good because I hate it when it happens to me, and I end up losing 150 food, 150 coin for basically nothing, and then the Minutemen decay down to oblivion, and someone comes along like an Eero war chief and just crack shots them all to hell. But there's not much you can do about that. That's just life. That's the way she goes. I actually notice here that I've got a bit of an excess of wood, and I'm Spain, and I'm going to want even quicker shipments. I like Spain back in the old days, back when their shipment speed was absolutely incredible. You could get so basically you'd have shipments in queue right from the start of the game right to the end. Now I know that's pretty lame, and that definitely needed to be changed, but it was really quite fun when it was around. And sometimes when you play on Robot Entertainment Patch, if you have some early wood and you end up grabbing 1 or 2 trading posts early, you can practically have shipments in queue for like your first 6 or 7 shipments, and it's just sick. A little bit lame, a little bit of the cheese, but what can you do? Speaking of cheese, there was a discussion the other day about who is really quite skilled in the game, who's a very good player, who's the best, so on. And of course, if you're talking best all time, in my opinion, I would have to say I am Grunt. like Viper said, I believe it was he who won the $50,000 Microsoft tournament along with all of his WCG prize money. However, if we're talking about current players who are number one, I would have to say, Sam and Emil and Fluky are probably, top tier along with Killjardy. However, I want to say that a Mr. Cheese in practice is probably as good as any of those players and even has the potential to be better. I just remember watching him play and some of his recs. I didn't see a ton of them, but I just remember, being so impressed by his gameplay and being so impressed with what he brought to the table. He made playing bad civs look easy, and it was something that just always impressed me. And I just find that he made it look even more effortless than some of the other top ranking players. And I recall playing against him on several times, and even playing a very strong civ versus him playing very poor civ, having basically no hope. Okay, so here, Sam's got a pretty big army in there. He's got a little bit of arranged cav mass. I was originally shipping resource crates. If you haven't already figured out what I'm gonna do, well, keep thinking, because you know what, time will have to tell. But I have to cancel that, and I have to send 2 Falcons, simply because I'm under too much pressure here, and I'm not going to be able to get done what I would like to do. I'm also going to queue up some more Hussars to pop out, and of course I aged up with the Hussars. I'm not as concerned about aging up with villagers, because I'm not planning on sticking around in age 3, and everything else. So, and of course, I'm going to go for the Chikondo swordsmen, or however it is they are pronounced. And those Minutemen are just going to buy me enough time for my 2 Falcons to pop out. And boom boom, going to throw the 2 Falcons into control 3. My Hussars will be in control 2. And basically, this is just about unit positioning, plus town center fire. My cannons are going to fire, and, they're just going to take out this ranged cav. Going to buy me some time here, because he doesn't have an effective way currently to deal with this 2 Falcon shipment. And it would be kind of foolish of him, I think, to think that he could. He needs some meteor hammers or some hand mortars, even some steep riders. And by the way, I know somebody kind of poked fun at me for saying steep riders. I don't know, is it steppe riders? I don't know. Somebody just tell me, straighten me out, give me the goods on that. Just like that movie, The Goods. I don't know if anyone saw it, but it was pretty funny, quite funny. Definitely R-rated. So anyway, next card is 1,000 wood. 36 Drew. 1,000 wood is a bit of a weird card to send, isn't it? Yes, it is. However, for Revolution, you need 1,000 food, 1,000 coin, 1,000 wood. And I've already shipped 1,000 food. Now I just need to gather enough coin, and I need to hit age 4, and hopefully he hasn't wiped me off the map before that's happened. My wall in the 3 o'clock position has not proven to be any of a factor so far. However, my wall just to the northwest of my town center definitely bought me some time. And I need to gather these resource crates extra fast. And I kind of wish that I had settler wagons kicking around, but I don't, because I want to get to age 4 as fast as possible. I've ceased villager production, and I'm basically just like sitting here twiddling my thumbs, not sure what to do, going back and forth between my control groups. I can't go in and raid because I can't really afford to lose any of these Hussars, because I need them to get the auto upgrade to Imperial. For some reason I thought Spain had a 5 Hussar politician going into age 4. However, that is Ottoman that have it, and they're basically the other civ where revolution is quite viable. So, when it comes to Spain, I guess probably the 2 Falcons is your best choice. 5 Lancers might be good also, but if you, in my case, since I have a 2 Falcon shipment kicking around, also having 2 more gives you 4, and that's really, really quite strong, especially because I don't think he's going to have a ton of anti-artillery, but I'm not really sure. So again, like, this is just waiting for time to pass and hoping that I can gather the necessary resources. I have enough wood right now gathered from the 1,000 wood shipment. There's even some sitting at my town center, which in retrospect I actually probably should have gathered and then just sold it for some gold. Then I'd have the resources more closely. And, oh man, he's creeping in, and he's got hand mortars firing at my town center, and I'm not age 4 yet. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What do I do? I'm kind of uncertain. Do I risk my 2 Falck shipment and hope that I can get maybe 3, possibly 4 of the hand mortars done if my micro is very good and I click in the right place? Do I just want positioning? I've collected all my villagers into control group control 1, and look at, I have the resources I need to revolution, but I just need to get there. And I also need, by the time I click the button, time for the animation to occur. So, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is getting really close. So I'm walking my villagers up. I've got my hussars sitting here. He's kind of running back. I'm just going to run back and forth, try to buy a little bit of time. Boom. You have revolted from your mother country. Hell yeah. Watch him run. Now we're going to run in here. We've got Imperial Hussars. We've got Colonial Militias. I'm going to add my Explorer to the mix, who's going to one-shot kill a unit. This is just going to be downright nasty, downright laming, downright cheesiness to the max. There comes the Explorer. Good old Pedro Martinez, or whoever you want to call him. That's a Spanish name, isn't it? So anyway, here, really, this is just like a glorified Hussar Musk combo. And you can see with all the XP happening, with Spain's quicker shipments, with the trading posts, I've gone H4 and I've got 2 shipments of 16 colonial militia, or not colonial militia, yeah, I don't know what it's called, something like that, from the revolution in queue. And, you know, how is he going to stop this? Managed to stop the hand mortars, but this is just an unbelievable sick mass. And primarily thanks to the cheesing factor in that wall bought me just a little bit of time. And as you can see, if I was just like a little bit slower, it would have been GG and I would have fell flat on my face. Of course, I see some military buildings right here. My first order of business is going to be to siege these buildings. And you've popped out a few units, some anti-cav. Of course, for China, sometimes it serves as a nerf when you have to train light infantry with heavy infantry, because you can't just straight up train one unit. I know they call it a civilization bonus, but in some scenarios it actually is a civilization nerf. Meanwhile, of course, I've got to gather my colonial militia, throw them forward to the battle here, and just continue to run through with this absolutely glorious Hussar Musk combination. And really, this is GG right here. You know, he's gonna lose everything. There's not even a point in playing this out much past here. GG. Good game, Sam. My apologies for cheesing. However, if it meant the chance to beat you, you're darn right I'm gonna do it. There's only a couple chances I have in this world and this game at beating a player as prestigious and high ranked as yourself, and I'm gonna take advantage of it. This is 36 Drew signing off. N3O Clan representing. Take care, everybody. Happy Halloween.